So let's get into where TV news reporting was versus kind of where it is today. And so, how do you think that technology has affected reporting maybe over the last 4 or 5 years? How is it different today versus maybe 4 or 5 years ago?
Well, when I first started out as a reporter, I graduated from UGA in 2005. Social media was not really on our horizon at all as a news reporter. So after I got to WSAV about 2.5 years ago is when I finally joined Twitter, and when I started using Facebook more for finding stories. And now as a reporter, it's not just about getting the video and the pictures and getting it ready for a newscast. It is instantaneously updating Facebook and Twitter and our website. As soon as you get a picture in there, I'll go to a scene, I'll take a picture, I'll take some video, I'll email it to the station, but I'll also post it directly to my Facebook page and to Twitter, and then that can get the retweets out. It's all about interacting and getting the information out there first on social media, and then getting people to watch your newscast based on what they see you going out to do.
Okay, so now because of a lot of the technology and social media, in reporting, everybody wants the scoop, right?
Yes.
And so now you don't even have to wait till you get back to the station to start getting some of the details and some of the story out.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what it's all about too. When I send in a photo or a video, what I'll do is I'll type out a web article on my iPhone and send it to someone in the newsroom, and then someone in the newsroom will post it with my picture and video to our website before I even get back in the office. I might be 2 hours away and the information will already be there. And when people see it pop up on our website, they'll say, oh, they went out and covered that story. I want to see more about it, so I'll watch the newscast tonight.
Awesome. This may seem like a silly question then in light of this, but given the rise of social media and a lot of the technology that it has empowered citizen journalists and things like that, if you will, do you think that news reporting in general is better or worse for the technology and for all the race to get everything live so quickly using social media?
I think you can make the argument both ways, that it's done a lot for journalism and news, but there are also now new obstacles and new challenges. For instance, the Arizona shooting where Congresswoman Gabrielle Giffords was shot. The information that came out then, a couple of news organizations reporting that she was dead when she actually wasn't, and then having to backtrack and say, well, we were wrong, and it spread like wildfire on Twitter and Facebook, on social media. So that is a new challenge of making sure the information is verified, being very sure. NPR said that they were very sure they had a reliable source and they were wrong. So it can go to show you that you are walking a very fine line. On the other hand, citizen journalists are one of our best tools. They'll say, hey, there's a wreck going on here. We might not have heard it on a scanner, or someone might not have been by the scanner when that call came over, so we might not know about it, but then someone calls, someone emails, someone Facebooks or tweets us that something big might be going on, and then we're out there, and then we have them to thank for it.
Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, the extra workload, if you call it that, that now maintaining a presence for yourself on Facebook and Twitter, like kind of how has that impacted you both professionally, and you don't have to go into it too much, but personally, because it's a huge commitment of time. You can't just go off the air or go home and really be off the clock anymore. It's almost like you're always on call.
That's true, and it's funny because as a journalist I've always been that way. When I was a weekend anchor at my old station, I used to take the portable scanner home at night and leave it on by my bed. I was that bad about being on call because I was the assignment editor too in a small market, so you're constantly, you know, listening out for stuff that's going on in case you miss it, because people don't always call you about it. But because of social media, because I have a fan page on Facebook, I have a Twitter account that broadcast news. On weekends, if I see something breaking, or if I'm not actually on duty but I see something going on, I'll post it to Facebook, I'll post it to Twitter, I'll even send the text alert for WSAV from my house. I have it bookmarked on my computer. I mean, it's all about the instant information, and we're all kind of pitching in on it. You know, your product is only as good as, you know, as strong as your team is. I do find myself using Facebook a lot more now for work, rather than for personal reasons. And I do have a fan page, but before I had a fan page, I had a lot of fans friend me on Facebook. So it's one of those kind of things where you're trying to protect your privacy, but also still trying to maintain that interaction with the public, because they invite us into their living room, so to speak, so they feel like they know us.
What kind of challenges have you had, like moderating community interaction on, specifically on Facebook pages with regard to the nature of the content of stories? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sometimes the nature of our business, we post hot topics. The biggest example I've seen of that is the Troy Davis case recently.
Sure.
With his execution. We had so many comments. They were flying on our Facebook page. You almost could not keep up with them. It was almost a full-time job at that point to keep up with all the comments. And people feel very passionately about both sides. And they did get heated. One of the challenges was trying to make sure that people remain civil. So it was a lot of, please be civil, please don't use profanity or your post will be deleted. You know, we're in favor, obviously, of the First Amendment. We support everyone's right to speak their opinion. But we also have to draw a line. If you're threatening people, or if you're using profanity or language that someone might find offensive, or that we feel is offensive, we were having to delete posts very regularly on that debate. And it was one of those things where, you know, people were arguing about evidence, and that was great. We're like, people were arguing about evidence and the case and everything like that, but then there were some that were just completely unnecessary, name calling and things like that. And so that was the challenge that we had with that particular case. And sometimes we still do have it with other topics, but I think that one was the worst or the best example of community interaction on the Facebook page that we've had.
Have you ever considered disabling comments?
No, I don't think we would ever do that. Disabling our Facebook page on WSAV, we consider it to be an online community. We interact with our viewers on it. I don't see a reason to disable comments just because of what we stand for. We're a television station. We love hearing from people. We love hearing their opinions. It's everyone's right to state their opinion, and we solicit opinions on our site. So disabling comments just would not make any sense.
If you were being forced to pull the plug on social media tomorrow and you could only keep one social media network, which one would you keep and why?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I would keep Twitter. And it's funny because when I first joined WSAV and they started getting into social media and requiring us to sign up for a Twitter account, I was like, I don't know that I'll ever use it. I was very skeptical about its use, and now I love Twitter. It's such a great way of interacting with people, and very instantly. And also, you see the videos and the pictures and the media on there, and then you can interact with someone, you know, across the world who is watching what you're doing online, and interact with them about a story or a topic that you both might feel really passionate about. So I think that is really why I would keep Twitter over Facebook. Even though I love Facebook, I've grown up with it for the past few years. So.
All right, so the last question is, what is your one must-have gadget or piece of technology?
Okay, it's got to be my iPhone, and I say that without hesitation. You might think as a reporter I'd say a camera, the video camera that we use to put, you know, news on the air to get our video, but I'd say the iPhone because it's got all that capability in one. It's got my way of emailing to the newsroom, letting them know what's going on in the situation that I'm in, or if I got a story or if I didn't get a story. The phone calls, if there's a breaking news situation, I can get in touch with someone or they can get in touch with me. It's got the video camera for me to get video from a scene and email it back to the newsroom, and then they can post it to our website or to the Facebook page or to Twitter immediately and let our viewers know what's going on. I mean, it's got to be the one thing that I could say is a must-have gadget. I mean, I can use Skype on my iPhone from a scene somewhere if we don't have a live shot capability, and let them see what's going on and give a live report right there. So I'd say the iPhone.